Welcome to the Fasting Podcast. Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, certified natural health professional for 2 decades. In the weekly episodes, you'll discover simplified approaches, little known facts, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now, on to the show. This is episode 35 Probiotics and Fasting. What are probiotics and how do they help us? And when you hear all the magnificent and wide breadth of ways that probiotics help us and how vital they are to our health, our digestion, our assimilation, our elimination, you will really want them during your fasting efforts because they can help you be healthier, help you process things better, and definitely help all of your fasting efforts and goals. You've heard the word antibiotic, which means against life. So to kill germs, people take antibiotics. Probiotics are the opposite. They're for life. A probiotic is a microorganism introduced into the body for its beneficial qualities. So we have what we call good bacteria that help keep the bad bacteria under control. And the good bacteria get ready for a big long list. This is like amazing. They support our immune function, actually creating components of the immune system, too technical to mention here. They help with digestion, nutrient absorption, synthesis of key neurotransmitters, so making our brain work better. It also helps digest dairy, believe it or not, reduce inflammation, that's a good one, decrease activity of at least 4 enzymes that may contribute to causing abnormal cells, may help to reduce things like cholesterol, triglycerides, blood pressure, and help reduce the risk of abnormal cells in the colon, and may enhance absorption of important minerals like calcium and magnesium in the large intestine, may help with iron and zinc, very important minerals, and, believe it or not, skin health, production of vitamin B12, production of vitamin K2, may help reduce allergies, blood sugar problems, non-alcoholic fatty liver. The list goes on and on. These are so important. And there's 2 major categories that you want to make sure that you include. One category supports the small intestine and is called lactobacilli or lactobacillus singular, and bifidobacteria plural for the large intestine, and bifidobacterium is the singular terminology. There's different types of the lactobacilli and the bifidobacteria, but these are really valuable components for overall health from end to end. You can get probiotics inside of supplements. You can get them in food and drink, but often not nearly as much. If you have true organic yogurt, something called miso, natto, tempeh, T-E-M-P-E-H, sauerkraut, kombucha is a drink, but there are different types of food/drink that you can get probiotics in, but you typically can't get that many of them. And when you get probiotics, you want to make sure they're alive and make sure it's not expired. So that's a key element because these are living organisms. Believe it or not, if you were healthy, your number of organisms in the gut can be greater than the number of cells in the rest of the body. Isn't that crazy? So you want the good guys to definitely outnumber the bad guys. In fact, I have a little fat blob that's used to demonstrate what fat looks like and feels like in the body. And it looks really big. People often guess it's 10 to 15 pounds instead of 5 pounds. It really is 5 pounds. But one of my instructors 20 years ago said that if you were truly healthy, you could have 3 to 5 pounds of friendly flora in your gut. And yet, if you buy a jar with billions in a single capsule, it weighs almost nothing. These jars feel like they're almost empty because they're so light. So you want to get them in there, get as much as possible. You want to get them reproducing, quit doing things that kill it. To keep them going, things called prebiotics are helpful to help keep them going. That's what they need to help keep them living and thriving. And fiber is important because probiotics do their thing in fiber. And while they're doing it in fiber, which you can get from your food, it actually produces hydrogen, which is needed to create hydrochloric acid, which is needed for good digestion, especially of protein. So people that get heartburn often might be lacking sufficient probiotics and sufficient fiber for them to do their thing in. So sometimes when people get more fiber and get more hydrogen, which that's a whole nother topic, we actually have a previous episode on molecular hydrogen. It might be episode 4 or 5. Probiotics can help control yeast overgrowth, candida. We did an episode on that as well. So you definitely want to have lots of probiotics in your body. And let's hear a few things that can kill it. Obviously, the word antibiotic means against life. So when you take antibiotics to kill the bad guys, you're also killing the good guys. So you always have to replenish. And lots of doctors will say, hey, now that you're done with your antibiotics, why don't you go ahead and get some probiotics to replenish the friendly flora? So this is pretty well known in the Western medicine community now that we do need friendly flora, and antibiotics do kill it. But guess what? It isn't just antibiotics that can kill it. And by the way, there's a lot of antibiotics in our food supply because, for example, chickens are all stacked next to each other in a cage, and sometimes their beaks are actually secured inside of a little control unit so they can't move. And they give them antibiotics so that they don't give germs to each other because they're all pooping and peeing right there next to each other. So those antibiotics go into the chickens and into their eggs, and we eat them and our children eat them. And these are the inorganic type chickens. So now we're actually killing our friendly flora with antibiotic foods, and meats can have these antibiotics in them. But lots of different prescriptions kill friendly flora. Lots of them for all different reasons. Too much stress can deplete your friendly flora. Too much salt. Too much sugar. Ooh, that's what a lot of people are getting. Many foods are soaked in chlorine to kill germs, and guess what else it kills? The friendly flora. Keep in mind that pets and children need friendly flora also, so I feel free to put some on my dog's food. I feed them raw food. Babies get their first exposure in the mother's birth canal as it picks up the friendly flora coming through the birth canal. But people that are born via cesarean operation, where they just cut the mother open and pluck the baby out, are lacking that. And also many mothers who do give birth through the birth canal have insufficient friendly flora because of these many reasons we just talked about. So many kids also take antibiotics. So even if they had probiotics to begin with, once they take those antibiotics, they're gone. Unless you replenish the probiotics in the children, I'm concerned whether or not these kids have sufficient amounts of friendly flora to do their numerous jobs throughout the body. I personally have a favorite product. I call it the Powerful Digestive Gut Blend, and it has phenomenal probiotics. It also has phenomenal enzymes. You need to watch our previous episode on enzymes, and this has enzymes that work in the digestive tract, in the pH there, also in the pH of the blood and the lymph. This same product that has the probiotics and enzymes also has minerals in the same virtual format as human bone. It has chromate, the best form of chromium. It's GTF, niacin-bound chromium for the blood sugar, and it has herbals for helping with holes in leaky gut, and it has vitamin D3 all in one capsule. That product is phenomenal to take on an empty stomach, or because of those digestive enzymes, you could also take them with the meals and on an empty stomach. So that one's great. But you know what else I would do? I would also take additional brands of probiotics occasionally, add them to the mix. So take your favorite ones and then take another great brand. You can find them at your local health food store or practitioner or online, and try one other brand, and then later on add yet another brands, and then quit doing things that kill them. So the probiotics are really helpful with super awesome health. They're helpful with not letting bad things overrun the system. They're helpful, crucial part of the immune system. And they're also going to be great in helping you achieve better fasting results. So everybody on the planet, in my opinion, should be considering probiotics, and I feel like you can take extra amount. You might want to, if you're really, really sensitive system, you might want to start slower and work up on them, because if you go too fast, too quick, Now, as you're starting to kill things, it could cause a little diarrhea as the body's anxious to kick it out and gather some water to kick the toxins out of the body. So if you think you're really sensitive, you could start really slow with it and work your way up. Follow your instincts. Listen to your body. We did an episode about listening to your body, by the way, also. So definitely check things out with the probiotics because they are a crucial part of good health. That concludes our episode. Possible next steps, watch future and previous episodes, refer others. Check out our website, thefastingpodcastwow.com, and our 28-minute video with multiple doctors where one of the doctors is actually talking about this product. He's the formulator of the product we're talking about in this episode and in the enzyme episode, lifeboatdoctors.com. So check that one out and get back with me if you're interested. I've also created a little system for sharing that for rewards. We hope that you will give us good reviews on our episodes, whether you listen via the audio podcast on iTunes or Podcoin, or whether you watch on YouTube. We hope that you like and rate us well and subscribe to our show. Stay positive, focused, and determined because where the mind goes, energy flows.